What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Now, today we're covering the regional championship that happened here in, I think it was Washington or Oregon. I can't remember which state it was exactly, but it was I think it was actually in Oregon. Portland, Oregon. It says it right there, Portland. Literally says Portland right there in front of my face, and I didn't notice it. So Portland, Oregon, that happened 2 weekends ago. Pokemon just released this list the other day, and so we're gonna go over these top 8 decks from the Masters to Senior and Junior Division, cover over them, and see why did this deck perform so well, and see what's in the expanded format. We know a lot about the standard format, but we haven't covered too much about expanded, except for expanded Thursday videos. So, the Master Division champion, and the main reason I want to talk about this too is Israel Sosa. He actually won his 5th regional championship, which is amazing. I think that's like maybe the only person who's won 5 regional championship, and it's within like the past 3 years, if I remember correctly. I think it's like 3 or 4 years he's won like 5 regional championship, which is insane. All these regionals probably have like 300 to 400 plus players, and he's won 5 of them, which is crazy to see. But he's playing his good old Yveltal Darkrai deck. He's won, I'm pretty sure, all of his regionals with dark decks. Sometimes with Yveltal, sometimes with Darkrai. But there is Darkrai with the Dark Cloak. With the Dark Cloak, each of your Dark Pokemon have free retreat, which is really nice. I mean, you can switch between Pokemon fairly easily. He has Night Spirit 90 and 30 to 1 bench Pokemon, 30 Yveltal, 2 Fright Night Yveltal, 1 Shaman, 1 Sableye, and the Sableye is definitely for the Junk Hunter to get back 2 cards from your discard pile back into your hand, and this is going to help you out a lot against Seismitoad Garbodor, and just kind of helps you win that matchup for sure. Jirachi, and here's where these decks differ. You either play Maxis or you don't play Maxis, and we see Sosa did decide to play Maxis with the Archeops and Glade. The Archeops does have Ancient Power, which can make your opponent can evolve from their hand, which is, you just destroys like Deciduous Vileplume and like Trevenant, anything like that. You get a turn 1 Archeops, they can't evolve anymore from their hand, and you're good to go. And if you're not playing against Evolution deck, you can use Gallade, and you have the Premonition, which you can arrange the top 5 cards of your deck, and you use Sensitive Blade for 60, and if you play to support a card, 70 more damage. Alrighty, so 2 Lysander, 2 N, 1 AZ, 1 Gatsis. Now, Gatsis is a fantastic card. Your opponent reveals their hand for each item card they shuffle into the deck, and you draw 1 for each you put in there. We see he only plays 1 Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick, 2 Silent Lab, which if your opponent's not prepared for Silent Labs, like if you're playing against another dark deck and they don't have like a lot of float stones or something, you could get them stuck in the act spot, which is always really good. Perilous City, put your side down to 3 for the most part. 4 Dark Patch, and this is how you're going to accelerate your dark Pokemon. Later on, we have the Aqua Patch coming out, I think that's what it's called, but this is going to get a Dark Energy from your discard pile to one of your bench dark Pokemon. And this allows you to have an attacker out of nowhere. Like, Yveltal needs a dark and an energy, or a colorless energy, so all of a sudden you can, like, double Dark Patch, DC, and Evolve for a ton of damage, which is really nice. You get Dark Patch, DC, and White Cyclone out of nowhere. So if you're playing against Yveltal, you always have to be on the lookout for these Dark Patch and see how many they played. 4 Ultra Ball, 4 VS Seeker, 3 Compressor, 3 Transmel, 2 Fear Belt, Floatstone, Scrapper, and the biggest part of this deck, or the biggest change in this list, is the Douse Machine. A lot of people opt to play Computer Search to help get that turn 1 Archeops, to search for DCE, to search for that certain card, but Sosa's instead go play Douse Machine, which you discard 2 cards from your hand, put a trainer card from your discard pile into your hand, which allows you to have like 5 Dark Patches, 5 VS Seekers, and it's a really good card overall. I just wonder why the transition from Computer Search to Douse Machine happened. I don't know. I don't really play Dark too much, so I don't really know why. I mean, I guess it does make it does make sense. Like, you have the, like I said, more Dark Patch and everything like that. And you see, he is playing more Sycamore in than I think most people play. I think most people play like 2 Sycamore, 1 in, and then like a lot of other like other tech cards, like another Glade or something. We see Sosa's playing 3 Sycamore and 2 in. This might be because Deciduous Vileplume was on the rise and he wanted to be able to shut down, or be able to have access to his supporter cards if needed, because once Vileplume's in play, you can't use VS Seek anymore, so that does help out a lot. Alright, so that's the winning list. We're going to look down, you're going to see a lot of Max's Yveltal, and this does happen a lot in the western side, I guess the west side of the America, I don't know, of the North American region. Evital is always big there, and I don't know a regional championship that hasn't been won by Evital in such a long time. But run up as Alex, you're gonna see it's the exact, almost same list. I think it is like the exact 60 from the top of my head. Okay, he plays 4 compressor. Um, let's see if we can find the difference. On the top of my head, I don't know, but I see he plays 4 compressor instead of 3. Oh, he's playing 1 Darkrai instead of 2. I think that's literally the only difference from top of my head, is he cut a Darkrai for a Force Compressor, and that's pretty much the only difference I can see on top of my head. A lot of these Evital Maxes are going to look the same. Now this one, let's see, did he run the same attackers? Oh, he played 2 Glade, like I said. Okay, some lists do play 2 Glade, which you see right there. Okay, that's another difference. Andrew's list. And let's see, we actually had, I think we've done an interview with Andrew before I remember correctly. He actually played an Oblivion Evital and a Fright Knight, playing both, and a Tauros GX. His list is a little bit different for sure. Still playing the Archeops and Gallade, 1 Maxis, 3 Sycamore, and 1 N, and 1 Kukui to draw 2 cards and additional 20 damage. We see a Reverse Valley Perilous City, no Silent Lab in his list. We do see Computer Surge, 2 Fighting Fear Belt, 3 Compressor. Everything else seems pretty much the same. Let's look at Alex. What did he play? He played a Computer Search. So you see, Sosa's the only one so far who played a played a DOS machine, and everybody else, neither one of these are Max Evital, and its first, second, third is Max Evital, which is really funny, and you can see why this deck is so strong. But next up is Sam playing his Turbo Darkrai, 2-2 split of the Dark Pulse and the Night Spear Darkrai, so you have the free retreat. Usually people play 3-1, I wonder why he opts to play a 2-2. I guess just in case he buys the Dark Cloak, he has like another one ready to go. We see 2 Shaman, 1 Evital EX, that will help out against fighting decks like Glades and stuff like that. 1 Evital, 1 Jirachi, and 1 Hoopa, and 12 Dark Energies. And the cool thing about his list is that he plays Max Elixirs and Dark Patches to try to make Dark Pulse do a billion damage turn 1. 3 Juniper, 2 N, 1 AZ, 1 Delinquent. Alright, so going to discard some cards from opponent's hand. And as you see, he plays Ghetsis as well. Ghetsis is an overpowered card and expanded. And if you can Compressor plus Ghetsis turn 1 and shuffle all your opponent's trainer cards in there, you can shut it down from the start. 1 Lysander, 2-2 on this Perilous City and Salt Lab. Okay. He plays, let's see, only the 1 Escape or switch out Pokemon. He actually doesn't have Floatstone here from the top of my head. Let me look one more time. And yeah, no Floatstone, but he does play DOS Machine, so he can use Escape Rope twice, which is really nice. I'm just saying, if Hooba gets stuck in the Axe spot and there's a Silent Lab down, I guess he does have Delinquent, so he could discard his whole Stadium card and then have Free Retreat, which is really cool. But yeah, that's Speed Darkrai right there. Next up is going to be Tyler Tyler playing Night March, which, you know, I know everybody pretty much hates Night March, but his list is a little bit different. You see, he does play 2 Tauros GX, because his point is probably to retreat turn 1 to Tauros, and let Tauros take a hit while you're getting your Night March is ready to go. And if they hit your Tauros, well, you can Mad Bull GX for a ton of damage. 1 Oranguru, to draw, you have 3 cards in your hand, which can help you late game when your opponent ends you down to 1. You can instruct for 3 new cards, which is really nice. We see the 4 DC, 4 pulse time to get any 2 cards out of your discard pile, 1 target whistle to bring a Pokemon off the bench, 1 special charge. I'm just trying to find cards that are pretty unique. The big thing about this list is definitely the Oranguru and the Tauros. I guess AZ to pick up a Tauros early, or a Shaman if needed, because you see he does play 3 Shamans. Maybe he needs AZ1 back into his hand, but it doesn't have a Lysander target. I guess 2 Dimension Valleys maybe something that we can look into that's a little bit different. A lot of lists play 3 or 4 that I've noticed. Maybe it's changed nowadays. I'm not 100% sure. But that is Tyler's Night March list. Next up is going to be Travis Nunless playing his Wobbuffet Groudon deck. And Wobbuffet, you know, with the Bide Barricade shutdown abilities, and Primal Groudon with the Gaia Volcano does 100. If there's Stadium card play, you discard it, you do 100 more damage, and you have the Barrage trait, which makes it cannot be affected by trainer cards, so it can't be Lysander, Crush Hammer, anything like that. And the point of the deck is you just sit behind with a Wobbuffet in the axe spot while you load up 2 Groudons. And I noticed he plays a 2-3 Primal Groudon split, which is very interesting and really cool to see. Now we see he does play Mr. Mime. This Mr. Mime is for the bench barrier, so that way your Groudons do not get hit by Fright Knight, because Fright Knight could damage your Groudons pretty early. We see one Psychic Energy, so that way he can use the the Psychic Sword if needed. That's really cool. But for Karina, it's going to be his main draw supporter card. Search for a fighting Pokemon and an item card, reveal them, and put them in your hand. With that, you can grab a Groudon, maybe grab one of your, you have plenty of tool cards, or trainer cards, like you have Nest Ball, you got Assault Vest, Enhanced Hammer, Escape Rope, Floatstone, Focus Sash, Mega Turbo, Professor Later, Robo Substitute, one Super Potion, one Switch, one Weakness Policy, and one Computer Search. There's all these different one-ofs that you can see, right? And the reason why he's playing all these one-ofs is because he plays 4 Puzzle of Time to allow you to get any 2 cards out of your discard pile. Really, really good card in this deck, especially when you can arena for like a puzzle and a Groudon, and use double puzzle for whatever you want to. 2 Pokemon Similarity, and you're going to notice he has a lot of heal in this deck. 2 Similarity to heal 60 off one of your Pokemon. Assault Vest, so they do 40 less damage if they have a special energy attached to them. You have the Super Potion to heal 60, discard energy, but you don't really care about that too much. You have 10 energies, so you're able to heal 120 in one turn. You can you get double puzzle for another one and heal 180 in one turn. You got Focus Sash, which allows your Groudon to not be one-shotted if they do have a Focus Sash on it and full HP. So if your Groudon has all 240 HP and they swing for a knockout, you instead get left with 10 HP, and the Focus Sash gets discarded. But yeah, a really interesting deck. 4 Tropical Beach is what makes this deck so expensive nowadays. You already have 7 cards in your hand, and that your turn ends when you do this. The reason why he's doing this is because you want to set up multiple Groudons before you actually attack. And you use this by Tropical Beach because every turn you just Tropical Beach because you're not attacking. You just keep drawing into your turn that way. With 4 of them, you're going to find them every single time and be good to go. Alright, next up is going to be Polo playing another Turbo Darkrai deck. And we see 2 Darkrai, 3 Darkrai, the 3-1 split like I was talking about earlier. 2 Sableye, once again, to help you against Seismitoad Garbodor if needed. And 1 Malabar, which is really cool to see. If you put it introduce this Pokemon, your opponent's active is now asleep automatically. We see 2 Hex Maniac, which is definitely for Decidueye Vileplume for the most part. For Dark Patch, for Max Elixir, Compressor to get Dark Energy discard pile, then use Dark Patch, get them back. And also, you could just use Sableye, get back your Dark Patches and Max Elixir early. Which could be really nice. We see he doesn't play any Evital, so I guess instead he's going to Junk Hunt to get back 2 Dark Patches, and then put them in the field and just get a ton of energies out that way instead of Sableye. We do see a Douse Machine in his deck. Wait, what did Travis play? Was it Computer Search? Yeah, it was Computer Search. Just making sure. But yeah, playing Douse Machine to reuse even more Dark Patches. He has 11 Dark in total overall. Which is very easily done turn 1 with 4 Dark Patches and 4 Maxils. We're not turn 1, but turn 2 or 3, you get up all your energies on the field thanks to 4 Dark Patches and 4 Maxils, which is really cool to see. Next up is going to be Alex playing his Sableye Garbodor deck. We've done an interview with him before for Sableye, and this is how you can win the game. You're going to Junk Hunt, put 2 item cards from your discard pile back into your hand over and over again, and he's going to play a ton of Disruption card. First up is Garbodor to shut down abilities. You got Team Flare Gun, discard energies off the active. You've got Team Rocket's Handiwork, the discard cards from your opponent's deck. You got Zerosic. You've got Team Aqua's Secret Base to make your opponent has more retreat cost. Or, Crush Hammers. If you flip a coin to fast, discard energy off the active Pokemon. 3 Puzzle Time. And I've seen 3 Puzzle Time, that's kind of weird. But he only can Junk Hunt for 2 every single turn. And so he's going to Junk Hunt for 2 back in his hand. You reuse them over and over again. And the way he's going to win is by decking out Trick Shovel. Trick Shovel says look at the top card of each player's deck. And you may discard that card or keep it on top of their deck. And with this, you can discard the cards and eventually win the game that way. 1 Enhanced Hammer to discard special energies. 1 Target Whistle. The Target Whistle is really cool because you can bring Pokemon out of the bench onto the field, then Lysander up and get it stuck in the act spot, which is really cool. 1 Tool Scrapper and 1 Life Dew. And I know this is the first Life Dew we've seen. Life Dew, if the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out, your opponent takes 1 fewer prize card, which just means to take no prize card on Sableye that has a Life Dew on it, which is really, really neat. and that's gonna be the Masters Division. And you know, today we're gonna go over all three. It is Wednesday. Well, we might as well do something kind of long, and let's cover the Senior Division as well. Usually we split these videos up, but why not just make one long video? And if we see something kind of the same, we'll kind of just like glance over it. But might as well show off everybody else. And the first thing we see is a deck that that nobody's really played, and that's from Preston playing his Seismitoad Garbodor deck. Alright, so Seismitoad with Quake Punch 30, your opponent can't play item cards, and he plays Prism Energy. Oh man, this is really cool. 3 Tauros as well. Alright, so it's like a Tauros Seismitoad deck. Oh, and a Ninja Boy, so he can swap out. This is a really cool idea. I really do like this a lot. And communication. Oh, so much stuff in here that I gotta cover that we don't see that much anymore. Alright, so Seismitoad, Quake Punch, Grenade Hammer 130, 230 to 2v rich Pokemon. 3 Tauros with the Rage, Horn Attack, and Mad Bull GX. A 2-2 Garbodor to shut down abilities. 2 Jirachi EX to search your deck for a supporter card. 1 Shaman EX with the Revenge Blast. Oh my goodness. I don't know who this Preston person is, but I'm loving it. I'm loving the deck right now. I'm definitely loving the deck. Is this the right Shaman though? Because he doesn't play the other Shaman. I hope this is the right Shaman. I'd be really mad if it's supposed to be the Roy Scott Shaman and not the Reddit collection. This is what does a Revenge Blast. It does 30 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. I don't know why your opponent would have taken 5 prize cards to do, because like what you need to do is take 5 prize cards, you can do 180 to knock out somebody. I don't know why I think this might be a typo. I don't know. But Mewtwo with Axe Ball could do a ton of damage if you like a Ninja Point to Mewtwo and just stop like a couple DCs on it, and your opponent goes crazy. You can Axe Ball for a knockout. We see 4 double colors and 3 Prism Energy. Now, Prism Energy counts as any type of energy as long as it's attached to a basic Pokemon, which we see everything is the basic pretty much besides the Garbodor. So everybody can take advantage of this Prism Energy, like the Mewtwo, like the Shaman, even Jirachi can use Dream Dance if needed. But we see 3 in, 3 Sycamore, 1 AZ, 1 Ghetsis, 1 Karen, 1 Lysander, 1 Ninja Boy, 1 Seaflicker, 1 Xerosic, and these are all disruption cards. AZ to help a Toad if needed, Karen to shove Pokemon back of the deck, so you could be Night March, 1 Ghetsis to slow your opponent down, 1 Lysander to bring Pokemon to the bench, 1 Ninja Boy to swap out to Tauros or Seismitoad, 1 Team Flare Gun, discard energy, 1 Xerosic, discard a tool or special energy, 4 Crush Hammer, 3 Pokemon to Communication. Does he play Ultra Ball? Yeah, he plays Ultra Ball and Communication. But Communication, you reveal Pokemon from your hand, put it into your deck, and shuffle your deck for another Pokemon. 1 Special Charge, 2 Tool Scry, and a Rock Guard. Oh, what a monster. Rock Guard makes it where your opponent, if they attack it, they take 6 additional damage. Wow. Alright, and Fury Belt. So, no laser. Instead, I'm going to go like Crush Hammer, Xerosic, Energy Disruption. I'm going to Quake Punch you till I win kind of thing. No laser. I don't even think he plays a Stadium card. Oh no, 2 Parallel City, there we go. 2 Parallel City, duh, I see him right there. But no laser, no poison. He's just going to slowly Quake Punch you to death while using Tauros' Horn Attack, Rage, or Mad Bull to help him win the game. A very unique deck for sure. Congrats to Preston for winning. That's amazing to see this. Next up, it's Ethan Colbert playing as Primal Groudon. Wow, he took down Primal Groudon with his Seismitoad deck. That is impressive. Because like Primal Groudon, you don't care about energy disruptions because you have Barrage. So like you can't be like Team Flare Gun, you can't be hammered. I wonder how this match went. But 3-3 Groudon, 4 Wobbuffet, 5 basic, 4 strong, and 1 Psychic Energy, and just a bunch of like things that we've seen from Travis's list. It almost looks like almost exactly like Travis's. There's so much in here to cover, but I just wonder how. Oh, there's a Heart Charm here, so you do take 20 less damage. But yeah, I wonder how this matchup went out. Maybe you got Assault Vest out. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how. Like everything screams that this deck should have beat Seismitoad, and I don't know how this played out. That's my $1,000,000 question. Is maybe Mewtwo played a big part in it. Maybe his opponent loaded a bunch of strong energies on his Groudon, then he uses Jirachi to discard it, make it immune, and just kept discarding energies that way. I don't know. If either one's watching this, let me know. I would love to see how this deck played out. Third place is Decidueye Vileplume. I imagine Decidueye Vileplume lost to Primal Groudon, but it wouldn't surprise me if they lost to Seismitoad Garbodor, since Seismitoad Garbodor beat Primal Groudon. Wow. But Decidueye Vileplume, 4 for 4 to Playing both of the Glooms and both of the Oddishes that are legal and expanded 3 Shaman, 2 Lugia, and a Trevenant for the Dark Forest. The defending Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. So you can essentially just Lice interrupt somebody in the axe spot and get it stuck forever while you're just like Dark Forest and just doing a 20 damage every turn and maybe deck out your opponent that way. So yeah, it's really cool. 4 DC, 4 Grass, 4 Sycamore, 3 and 2 Lice in there for Plants, Ultra Ball, Trainers, Flowstone, Love Ball, Revitalizer, and 1 Computer Search. Nothing else too exciting besides the Trevenant EX. It's definitely a really cool inclusion in the deck. No Tauros, instead playing 2 Lugia, but that's fine. It's definitely a preference for sure. Next up is Jacob Chen playing his Rainbow Forest deck. Man, this makes me so excited to see the Rainbow Forest 10 plus 30 more damage for each different type of Pokemon on your bench. You have Ho for Rebirth, you got Jolteon, Aegislash, Hoopa, Keldeo, Carbing, and Execute. Just a bunch of different kind of Pokemon to easily get out. Like Execute can be propagated back every turn. Ho can be rebirthed back onto your bench. And you have all these other attackers. No Dragonite, which is kind of surprising. I know some people don't prefer it, but I think it's really cool to use Dragonite, get Pokemon in your discard pile, like get back like Hoopa or whatever you need. But 4 DC, 3 Fairy, 1 Lightning, and 1 Metal. Yeah, nothing else too crazy, but congrats to Jacob for making a top 4 with his Rainbow Forest deck. And I imagine he did lose to Seismitoad Garbodor. It's a pretty bad matchup for sure. They get discard your energies and you really can't do anything. Trust me, I know the feeling. I have lost to it. I literally played Rainbow Forest versus Seismitoad Giratina and got smashed. Alright, so next up Connor playing Darkrai Giratina. 3-1 Darkrai, and the big difference here between the speed Darkrai and this Darkrai is plays Giratina for the Chaos Will 100, and your opponent can play Tool, Special Energies, or Stadium cards. And you have Renegade Pulse, make our Mega Evolutions can't hurt you, and 1 Salamence to punish those heavy EX stacks. And he plays a Mew. Now the Mew is definitely in here to help beat Mega Mewtwo Garbodor. If you can get a Mew out like really quickly, you can start using Memories of Dawn to copy Darkrai's attack and take knockouts that way. And he plays a Wobbuffet, which does help out against the Decidueye Vileplume, because you can put a Wobbuffet in the axe spot and then put like a bunch of Dark Patches and stuff like that on the field. Alright, so 10 Dark and 4 Double Dragon. Now the 4 Double Dragon does hurt you when you use a Max Elixir, because you could hit a Double Dragon instead of a Dark Energy. But he's still playing 10 out of 60 cards, so likelihood of him hitting it is pretty high. Only 1 EXP share. A lot of lists are playing 3 or 4, but that's a standard, so it might be somewhat different and expanded. 1 Douse Machine as well to reuse a trainer card out of your deck, and everything else seems pretty similar. So next up is Spencer playing Volcanion. They had such a diverse, like, top 8. Congratulations, seniors. I'm proud of y'all. This is amazing. Like, just not proud of y'all, but this is exciting to see all these different decks and cut. 4 Volcanion X with a Steam Up and Power and the Volcanion Heat. 3 Volcanion, 2 Shaman, 1 Dragonite to get some Pokemon out of your discard pile. So if your opponent decides to Parallel City you can get that back out and play an Execute as well. Execute, you can propagate, then reuse like Ultra Ball to discard and Execute, whatever. He plays Superior Energy Retrieval, so a Superior Energy Retrieval, you can propagate, put the egg back in your head, and play the Superior Energy Retrieval and get 4 energies back into your hand, so that way you can use Steam Up. Steam Up to take knockouts. We see he does play 2 Blacksmith to get 2 fire energies from your discard pile to 1 of your fire Pokemon. And only 2 Max Elixir, but this is fine with 2 Blacksmith. The point of the deck is to use Blacksmith every single turn and put a ton of energy out that way, which does partner well with the Steam Up. Alrighty, Ahmed playing another Seismitoad Garbodor deck, and it looks like it's almost the same exact list. This one does have the Radiant Collection Jirachi as well. And I'm starting to believe it's the same 60. Definitely, yeah. Rock Guard, it's the same 60 is what it seems like. So congrats to y'all two for, I imagine y'all partners and like made this deck together, because it's definitely like really unique. And with the Prism Energies, something we've never seen before with the Seismitoad Garbodor deck. Alright, and next up is going to be Landon Kettler. I want to say Kettler, but it's not Kettler. Playing a Mega Rayquaza, which makes me so happy. But he probably got paired against like either Primal Groudon and Seismitoad Garbodor. Those are both like bad matchups for him. Or Decidueye Vileplume. It's not too bad of a matchup. Rainbow Force, you could tell he didn't. Well, he might have played against Rainbow Force because, Yeah, he could have played against Rainbow Forest and Seismitoad Garbodor beat this guy. That could be a possibility. Once again, Pokemon, let's have brackets so we can see how this works. Pokemon, if you're watching this for some reason, let's have brackets so we can see how this top 8 actually played out. But, just your standard Mega Rayquaza, Tuhoopa, Dragonite, Cobalion. Whoa, Cobalion, that's different. The discard special attached to defending Pokemon. He's playing Metal instead of, like, Waters or Grass or something. And he's using Cobalion discard special energies off your opponent's active Pokemon, which is really cool to see. One Jirachi, one Keldeo, Seismitoad. He's got all the tech cards in here, which makes me it makes me really happy for sure. And 3 Hax Maniac. He's definitely going like really strong. One of Hax Maniac Mega Quasi, which is really cool to see. You can Hax every single turn out abilities, and having all these one-ups, which is fine because hold on, did he not play it? Oh, he actually didn't play Puzzle of Times. Instead, just playing like one of everything else and just try to get set up ASAP and take knockouts on turn 1, which is really cool to see. Congratulations, Landon. And that's your top 8 for your seniors. Next up is going to be Junior Division. Like I said, we're going to go all out here, guys. And we see Armando getting first place list, which looks just like where is it at, guys? Where is it at? Did I miss it? I know it's in here somewhere. Is it this one? Is it just like Darkrai Giratina's list? Hold on. Yeah, it looks just like the Darkrai Giratina's list from senior. So maybe these two people played together, and I think it's like same 60 maybe. It's really close from the top of my head. 10-4. I think the other one played Dallas Machine. This one did play Computer Search. Did they have the same last name? No, there's no way that's the same last name. That's Peterson, and this one is Cervantes. I'm not sure how to say that, but yeah, winning with the Darkrai Giratina deck. So congratulations, sir. We already talked about this a little bit. We'll keep on going. And the runner-up was Donphan. Oh my goodness, how did Darkrai Giratina beat Donphan? And Donphan is in second place. Oh my goodness, congratulations, Rowan Godfrey. What coming out of nowhere? Rowan has done like, I think this guy's already won like 5 billion like regionals already. Probably one of the best juniors out right now for sure. His name's in every single list for junior division. But for Donphan with his spin and turn 40, switch Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon, which you can send a Wobbuffet for Bite Barricade, maybe a Carbink, so EX can't hurt you. But for the most part, you send a Wobbuffet and a Hawlucha for the Flying Press 60 to an EX Pokemon with that Shining Spear. Going to be is not affected by damage or resistance, or by weakness or resistance. And one more Carbink gets energies back in play if needed, but Safeguard could win you games if your opponent does not play Hax Maniac. But wow, Donphan making an appearance. We haven't seen this card in such a long time. And Wreck 80, if there's a stadium card to play, this deck does 40 more damage, and the discard that stadium card. No, 60 more damage. What I'm talking about, 60 more damage, and discard that stadium card. 5 fighting, 4 strong, and 1 DCE, so that way you can use the Wreck. It's really not used that much. For the most part, you are spinning turn, plus like Muscle Band to do like 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8 with Fighting Stadium. You can do like 100 damage with Double Strong and a Muscle Band plus Fighting Stadium, which you can start 2-shotting things, which is really cool to see. 4 Juniper, 3 Karina, Lysander's Rose again. 3 Flowstone to give those Wobbuffets free treat. And 3 Robo Subs, that way you can put him down as a basic Pokemon, and he has 30 HP, but when it's knocked out, your opponent does not take a prize card. 2 Focus Sash, so your Dolphins become like invincible for like at least a turn. If they Lysander or Smack it for like 150, they don't take a knockout. Instead, Donphan is left with 10 HP, and your Focus Sash gets discarded. Congrats to Rowan, like Donphan coming out of nowhere. I imagine he probably took down the Darkrai Giratina deck in top 4. For sure, we see Jaden Forbes playing another Darkrai Giratina deck, and it looks like the others for sure, except for 2-2 Darkrai instead of the 3-1. Fright Knight, Pitch Black, Spirit Vital is in there. But yeah, congratulations to Jaden for making it with that list. Ooh, Shadow Circle, so it doesn't have weakness. Oh man, that's actually really cool. But Rowan did play like 3 stadiums, so maybe he countered that way pretty easily. Top 4 was Mega Rayquaza, which I imagine the Darkrai Giratina player just kind of destroyed it. Even though they have a Hax Maniac, it's really hard to deal with Giratina, because if this Giratina player puts a Parallel City, which I imagine they play a Parallel City plus a Giratina, Then Chaos will make where you can't play trainer cards and anything like that. Then Mega Rayquaza is in a tough spot for sure. Yeah, the Haxmaniac and no way to get rid. Yeah, this Haxmaniac's the only real way they have to shut down abilities, but no Ranger to shut down the Giratinas. Chaos will, so no way to bump Stadium cards if he does attack with that. And then Mega Rayquaza is only limited to 3, 6, 90 damage, so it's very hard to knock it out. If they have a Fury Bell on their Giratina, then you have to 3-shot it, and by then you might have run out of the Haxmaniacs. But what? I like how this Giratina is not here. It's just like, oh, there's the Giratina, but nothing's there. This Giratina is probably the one that makes or breaks have no abilities. Yeah, I imagine that's what it is. But for DC, 3 water, like I said earlier, you usually see water or grass, except for the other list, we saw metal, okay? But everything else seems pretty the same stuff we always see. But one Giratina with the backwards is pretty funny. Shout out to Mia for getting top 4 with their list. Top 8 is going to be Aiden playing Lorantis Vileplume with the Flower Supply, 40 attached 2 energies from discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon any way you like, so active or bench. 4 from Fomantis, 2/2/2 Shaman Virizion. Virizion make it where it cannot be affected by a special condition if there's a grass in your attached to any Pokemon. And we actually kind of go over this deck tomorrow for Expanded Thursday. You'll see what I'm talking about here tomorrow for sure. But everything else seems like a standard. Ooh, he plays a Muscle Band instead of Silver Bengal. Yeah, I guess I can see that for sure. Yeah, you'll see what I'm talking about tomorrow's video for sure. But yeah, congratulations to Ada for top 8 with the Lorantis Vileplume. That is the first one we see. And then next up, oh my goodness, guys. There's so much diversity going up. Next up is Mega Manectric. Oh my goodness. Mega Manectric with the Turbo 110 attached 2 basic energy cards from your discard to one of your bench Pokemon, which can go to another Mega Manectric. It could go to Jolteon, so you can use Flash Ray. It could go on Mewtwo, so you can X-Ball for turn 1, ton of damage. And you can go for Wobbuffet if you want to Psychic Soul later on. So there's a ton of possibilities. And you're going to notice, I thought he played the other Trubbish. Usually some lists play the Tool Drop Trubbish, and that way you can attack with the Trubbish if needed. If your opponent is playing like somebody that can't be hurt by EX Pokemon, you can use Trubbish Tool Drop to take knockouts. That's something cool to see. But 3 Rough Seas, so that you can hear your Lightning Pokemon every turn, make Mega Manectric like a tank, because he does have free retreat, so you're allowed to switch out between Mega Manectrics if needed. No Max Potion, but instead go ahead, Center Lady and Rough Seas, so you can heal 90 damage in 1 turn. He does play AZ, so you can turn 1 Mega Manectric back into your hand, but you'll have to discard your Spirit Links, which is unfortunate. But man, Mega Manectric making an appearance at top 8. Congratulations, Nick. Next up is going to be Raymond playing Archie's Blastoise list. All right, so I mean, up in Oregon, you have to play Archie's, right? That's where Jacob Van Wagner is, and he's the one who won Worlds 2 years ago with Archie Blastoise. But you know, the Deluge Blastoise catches me to Water G's on your field. Keldeo with the Russian, Unknown, Shaman, and Jirachi. And the whole point of the deck is to use Archie's Ace in the whole turn 1 to get a Blastoise on the field, and then attach a bunch of energy to Keldeo and start just one-shotting everything, or two-shotting them if needed. The unique thing about his list is he does play 2 maintenance. Shuffle 2 cards from your hand into your deck, then draw a card, and that 1 card could make or break a turn 1 Blastoise. We see 3 superior energy level. We usually see 4. Does he play any Rough Seas? I don't think so. Yeah, no Rough Seas here. You usually play like 1 Rough Seas, so you can put your hand down a little bit easier to draw into that turn 1 Archies. But it did pay off for Raymond because he did make top 8 with his list. And last up is going to be another Mega Rayquaza deck. So this one, looks like the 2 dominant decks in Junior were Darkrai, Giratina, and Mega Rayquaza. And Orin Guru make an appearance. Wow. In late game, well, you're like, whatever, I'm going to instruct for 3 new cards, or 2 if needed, which is really cool. Does this one play? I don't see Puzzle of Time in this list either. Hold on, let me check one more time. Yeah, no Puzzle Time in this list. The other list did Mia play Puzzle Times? Yeah, I don't think any of the lists play Puzzle Time. That's insane. I mean, that's not insane. I mean, congratulations. That's just, usually when you see Mega Rayquaza, you always see Puzzle Time. Even in Standard, I'm playing Puzzle Time in my list to reuse anything over, just reuse stuff over and over again. But guys, there we go. There's a top 8 decks from 3 different divisions. And what I've learned today is this meta is diverse, except the Masters. The Masters is just like Maxis everywhere. Maxis. and then some other stuff. I guess it's only 3 maxis and like 2 Darkrai and then like a Night March, Groudon, and Seismitoad Garbodor. So it's still like somewhat diverse for sure. Just Max taking all 3 top spots. I mean, everything else seems really cool. Like in this senior division, you got like Groudon, some Decidueye, Rainbow Force, Volcanion, Mega Quaza, Garbodor, make it twice. So this one is Seismitoad Garbodor making it twice. And then I think overall the most dominating deck was Darkrai Giratina from the 3 different fields. We've seen that one cut the most. I mean, we see it here cutting twice in the senior division. We see it cutting once, and then his match division it cut once, twice maybe. I can't tell if these are just regular Darkrai's. I think these are both just speed Darkrai decks. But either way, congratulations to all people that made top 8 with their decks. And guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new about Expanded and how diverse it is. I'll leave a link down below to the regional thing as well if you want to read into more of it, test out some of these lists, because all you have to do is click copy deck list, and then you can copy to clipboard and post this in PTCGO, and it'll make the deck for you. Now, if you don't have the cards, and obviously can't make it, but it is in the do to test out decks if you need to. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a fantastic Wednesday. Alrighty, bye. Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.